Let's see if you guys have some questions. I'm going to preemptively be bad cop. If you guys can not ask for autograph or human contact, Mr. Rudd, I will be a human shield.
And please, whatever you could do, try to avoid eye contact with me.
You can look at him, just don't assault him.
It'll be a little bit like an eclipse. If you have a paper card, shield your eyes.
It's like the sun. First question, yeah.
I want to talk about the commercial you did for Super Nintendo back in the 90s. How was that experience for you, Did? And since you were the Super Nintendo kid, had you been, you visited the Nintendo store because of the recent loss of the Nintendo president and pay a tribute to that, since you were doing Jimmy Fallon the other day, I heard.
This is the first time anyone's asked me about that commercial. One of my very first jobs. I remember shooting it, and I was very excited because it was a national. And I remember I wore a very long coat. It went down to my ankles. And despite the fact that I am kicking ass on the Nintendo system in the commercial, it did not reflect my actual Nintendo skills at the time. And this is what I do remember that the year it came out, maybe later in the year after it kind of gone off the air already, it was the NCAA basketball, like the Final Four or something, and it might have been the championship game, and they had the beginning of the game. They used that commercial where I went and jammed the thing into the console and I'm playing it, and then on the screen at the drive-in, which is part of the commercial, they were just showing basketball highlights and making it look like I was controlling college basketball players. And I swear it was like I won the Oscar. I couldn't believe I'd like made it. And all of my friends were calling me saying, dude, you're in the finals. And that's what I remember most from that commercial.
Hello. First of all, I just want to say you are one of my favorite actors. I'm not just saying that because you're here. I literally say that to anyone I talk to.
Oh, thank you very much.
I love everything you do. But I have not lived here long enough to see you on the stage. And so I was wondering if you have any desires or any wants to go back to that. And if so, before you even ask, yes, I am available to audition. So just let me know. I am available.
All right. And you're Actors Equity?
I can be. I'm an engineer, so.
Oh, perfect.
I can, yeah. It fits right in. It fits right in.
All right, we'll talk.
Okay.
I have no plan as of yet to do a play, although.
Musical?
Or a musical. I think that would be a blast. I have always tried. I've lived in New York for 20 years, and the reason that I live in the city, besides the fact that it's the greatest city in the world, is that the theater community is actually a vibrant and viable thing here. And I always have hoped to have a career where I can do movies and continue to go back and do plays. And that certainly is the case still. So while I have nothing planned, hopefully, like within the next couple years, I'll be able to do another play.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
What are they gonna? What is it like? You know, being with most of the Avengers, like Iron Man or Captain America, or Black Widow, versus being in your own movie, in your own standalone with your usual guys. And as for Ant-Man, what is it like working with Evangeline Lilly? Because I seen her in The Hobbit before. And I thought she did great. I just want to know what she's like from your point of view.
Well,
and about Captain America: Civil War.
Right. I'll answer the Evangeline one first. The latter question first. Working with Evangeline was great. I never met her. I didn't know her before this movie, but I knew who she was because I watched Lost, and I'd seen The Hobbit as well. Yeah, and so it's like you're talking and getting to know each other, and you're kind of focused on the script, and then I just I'm like, what's Sawyer like? Those are the kind of questions I want to have. And she would answer them. So it was that was pretty cool. As far as working on Captain America 3, it was pretty mind-blowing, actually. People ask me, since I got this job, they'd say, how does it feel to be part of the Marvel Universe? And it was really cool. And it is really cool. And when we were shooting Ant-Man and I'm walking around in that suit, it feels really exciting. And real, but we're in a bubble. Then when I went to go to that set, it became real in a way that I didn't even feel shooting Ant-Man, because there they were. And what's Robert Downey Jr. was there, yes, and Chris Evans. I have scenes where I was talking to them. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, Tony Stark, huh? And I'm like, oh my God. And I completely turned into a 10-year-old. You know, where I get kind of dressed in the suit. There's they have like kind of their changing area, and so it's like on a stand. I'm like, whoa, there's the Winter Soldier arm. And so I kind of like went over, and I was just like, dang, man. And then Chris Evans was shooting it as Shield, and he had to go do something, so he just gave the shield to the Russell, the prop guy, and I just went over and said, "Can I see it? Can I see it?" I put my hand in there. I'm like, wow, it became very real in this way that, wow, there they are, and so I have said, I said this the other day. Somebody asked, like, so do you feel like you're part of it now? And the only way I could even describe it was I felt like Cousin Oliver to the rest of the Brady Bunch. Like, it's like, I mean, I do. I guess technically I'm in the family, but, I guess you could say it's like Sam to the rest of the Drummond family.
Cousin Oliver gave a dose of life to that show. I mean, it kind of injected.
I don't know if, yes, that's the difference. They don't need me to inject with life. But it is like the new kid in school.
I know you mentioned that you do parkour and you saw a nutritionist, but I wanted to know specifically what your meal plan was like, only because we recently joined a gym and we're trying to get abs. And then Josh, I know you said, I follow you on Instagram, and I know you said no human contact, but I wanted to know, since I love Happy, Sad, Confused.
I'm not on
Josh,
Instagram, so I don't know who you're
I'm talking
following.
to Josh. It's a two-part question for Josh. So yours is the meal plan. Josh, you do Happy, Sad, Confused on Instagram, and I follow you, and I wanted to know if I could do that with you, and if Paul would be in it, then that would be great, too.
Oh.
Why don't you take yours, and I'll formulate an answer.
What I was eating was just, I was eating at very specific times too. That was a thing. I was eating, I'd wake up and I'd have some eggs, and black coffee, and then around 10:30 I would make a protein shake. I ate a lot of proteins. I ate like a lot of lean meat and fish and that kind of thing, and vegetables, but not all vegetables. I didn't really have any fruit. And then I would make another protein shake. I would occasionally have some raw almonds. And then I would eat at 6 o'clock at night, and I would generally have like a salad, vegetables, actually very little protein. And then if I really wanted to give myself a treat, I would have seltzer. And that's how I rewarded myself after a day of good behavior, by having, instead of water, carbonated water.
I will, of course, do Happy, Sad, Confused with you afterwards. We can't make an exception for Mr. Rudd. He's a in-demand man, but stick around after. I'll be here.
Yeah, I won't do that. No, I would, but not really.
But he just did it back there. We can composite you in.
You'll see it on Instagram soon.
What was going on in Scott Lang's mind when he's transitioning from Ant-Man into Captain America's Civil War? And who would you like to face off in Civil War? And why, of course?
Well, this is the kind of thing I start to answer this question, and all of a sudden sirens go off and poisonous darts get shot into my neck. You know what? I can't give any of the details about any of that stuff away, but I reckon what was going through Scott's mind was not so unlike what was actually going through my own mind. Yeah, which was, wow, I'm here. Yeah, and I don't think, do you want to go up against any of those guys? They all seem pretty tough. Yeah, I can hold my own.
Two questions. First of all, I'm curious, what was A, Judd Apatow, and B, Will Ferrell's reaction to you being cast as Ant-Man? And second of all, what goes through your mind whenever you're in public and the song Yamo Be There by Michael McDonald plays in the background?
Do you mean, do I want to Yamo burn any place to the ground, right? I think with those guys, they were excited for me when I got this part. I haven't really talked to either of them, so in depth. All this stuff about getting in shape, I know Judd, when I've talked to him in the past, he's always just been like, ugh. He always wants me to go the opposite way. He always makes me eat a lot of food to work on his movies because he wants me to look like him. That's why I'm always eating in the movies. Yeah, in regard to here, yeah, like the Michael McDonald, like that guy's an amazing singer. First, Michael McDonald, and I just remember Yamo Be There. I just never really knew what it meant. I remember as a kid growing up, and I was hear Yamo Be There. I was like, what is that? But he seems very cool. I always liked him just because he did the last song to the South Park movie and like crushed it. And you listen to that, you go like, oh, he's hilarious. So I always felt kind of guilty. I always feel guilty about it. I don't want to ever reference anybody in any of those movies, but I do sometimes anyway. And then I just feel terrible about it. And then I just hate myself. But it's like, it's a good joke. You got to kind of, just be hated by Michael McDonald.
So now that you've been a superhero, what kind of role are you itching to do next? That you've gone all the way up to having superpowers. So now what are you itching to do? Like, what's next?
Well, I would like to do something. I mean, even before this, I would like to do something that people would really not think of me for. Something that is maybe a darker kind of role, or a bit more dramatic. I'm interested in lots of different things, and I like lots of different things. And I haven't gone about my career necessarily with the kind of very focused effort of mixing it up intentionally because I was just in a comedy, so now I want to do something darker. I really kind of look at each thing as it comes and think, oh, are these people that I really like working with, or do I really like this role or this script, and is it going to be a fun experience? And I want to enjoy the ride. So that plays a big part, and I certainly have. But I'd like to try and do some things that a lot of people went, huh? When I got cast for this part, I would like to do more parts where people would go, huh? When I get cast in them.
If you needed to fight any of the Avengers, who do you think you would beat? Oh, I have two questions. Who do you think you could beat if you had to fight one of the Avengers?
Well, I mean, I'm fairly confident in my own abilities. I always think like you can't fight what you can't see.
Okay.
And I'm tough to see.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think any of them would put up a pretty good fight, but I feel good. I feel good about my chances.
Okay.
With any of them.
My second question is a little weird, and you can say no, but my
No.
high school... You didn't even wait for me to finish.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's the tequila talking.
My high school, we do this thing where we try to get shout-outs from people that we admire, and I was wondering if I could get one from you. No physical contact required.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah? Okay, all you would have to say is, the Lourdes class of 2016 runs this.
The Lord's
Class
of 2016
runs
this.
Okay.
Yep, you ready?
Hold on. Ready, set, go.
Hey guys, you know what I think?
What?
I think the Lord's class of 2016 runs this.